Hello and what is up everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm doing more casts as I said I would, and this is a live cast of Team Secret versus Immortals. This is game 1 in the group stage of PGL Minor in Bucharest, and I didn't cover the draft, but we'll just get right into the here. We got a charge. What is going on? Puppy, who's he charging? It's going to be Febby. Yapster gave him a vision there. Something was going on. Sorry, I was busy talking. We need to focus on my observing. Again, this is the reason why I'm doing this cast. I'm just trying to be a better observer there. Miss some action as the game starts out, but it looks like right now Secret just protecting their side of the jungle. 4F still managed to sneak in and place this ward down, however. They got a deep ward over here as well. Fada playing the offlane Doom, going for the poor man shield start. Not that common on Doom, I feel. Sometimes you see Doom go for boots or the ring of protection, as he is a 0 armor hero or 1 armor hero, still very low armor. Anyway, about both the drafts here, I feel like Team Secret have the better draft for the late game. Even against the CK. They came out with the last pick, Arc Warden. This is the cancer hero of the patch. Well, I guess there's a couple others, but he isn't picked that often. Of course, LGD just played him against Infamous, and they were able to win with it, but he's the hidden cancer hero, I meant to say. The other one is Huskar that comes to mind, and Broodmother. Of course, we have the obvious ones like Viper and Necrophos, and you can meme that or meme about them all day on Reddit. But forget about the Arc Warden. He makes it very difficult for you to end the game and go high ground. And I think he's not a good hero in my opinion, but in certain situations he definitely can be very hard to deal with, and he can break down a lot of teams. And we're going to see him actually start out with the Spark Wraith here in the bottom lane, and Secret putting pressure as they're going to charge in with Puppy. The Apsor will probably lift as well to follow up, and there's the charge into the lift. The Spark Wraith will not connect, but it does not matter, they do have enough damage. I think actually one Spark Wraith was able to hit there. If we can get a fight recap this early on, we can see, but apparently we don't. Anyway, oh, there we go. Did the Spark Wraith hit? He casted it twice, but we can't actually tell. Alright. Oh, 4F TP's back in, and he's gonna just harass Ace out of the lane. A lot of action in this bottom lane. But Ace is gonna be fine. He walks it off, and he has a lot of regen here, as well as he's building into Magic Wand, so he's prepared to fight in the bottom lane here. As for the mid lane, mid 1 versus MP, I think that this should be more or less an even lane as we're going to head back to bottom. Seems like there's a huge creep wave here. They might decide to go for a dive. Ace is very low HP. They have to be careful. In the meantime, though, Puppy just picking up the bounty in here, waiting in here. Well, we're going to check top real quick for Fada, and he is just going to grab the bounty, and he's doing fine top against the Winter Wyvern. It's a little bit annoying. Arctic Burn, of course, being a very strong ability to zone out an offlaner, but level 1, it has a very long cooldown at 50 seconds. And it seems like Ace was able to survive under the creep waves pushing up into his tower, but it looks like he missed a lot of CS there, as it's pretty difficult to last hit with his hero under a tower, especially without a Wraith Band. Pretty low base damage. Oh, see Puppy charge in into 4F. Decrepify comes out. Febby follows up with the Void. Will they have enough damage? They hit with another blast, and 1, 2 right clicks. 4F finishes off the kill. It's a pretty good kill for Immortals. It seems like they're doing very well in this offlane. It's aggressive dual lane. They definitely are pressuring Ace a lot. The problem is, are they going to be able to survive against a leveled Arc Warden? Once his heroes get some levels up, he does dish out a lot of damage, and oh, we see a lift into the Flux. They have to stand together to make sure that the Flux wears off or stops doing damage, stops taking effect. And he will just be able to TP out as the lift was already committed. Now we're going to see a charge from Puppy. Gonna be right onto Forev, and they're gonna follow up the Spark Wraith. They will connect, and they have the lift into the Flux. There's nobody for you to stand next to here, but he will have a Creep Wave, and he actually managed to get out. It's fine. Very fast hero with the Windlace and the boots. This mid lane is pretty much a wash. There's no way the Puck will be able to kill mid one, and there's really no way mid one can kill Puck. So MP and mid one will more or less just trade farm, and they're going fairly even. We haven't been able to see too much of the top lane, but it's mostly just Fodder getting zoned out. Winter Wyvern going for the pulls. Actually, will level up 2 points in Arctic Burn. I actually like this build, as 50 seconds is a very long cooldown. You want to lower that cooldown as much as possible. We haven't seen 5 position Wyvern too much. It's been actually picked up a lot as a offlaner and a 4 position, but we're going to see a charge here onto Fabius. He wants to kill onto Yapzor. Yapzor picks up the Invis Rune, gets bought up by mid one. Will get enough mana to cast a spell, just a single spell. However, the Winter Wyvern is here. Dubu made the rotation, slowing down Puppey with the Arctic Burn. They will be able to finish him off. Now he's going to follow up onto Yapzor. The Void comes out. They're going to get 2 here. Lift actually prevents the kill. Can Yapzor get to the Ancients in time to deny? He will not. Febby comes in and finishes off the kill. TP comes in from, I think, was that the Arc one in TP? Or the Doom? I'm not so sure. Someone was trying to TP in there, but they didn't complete it. And that's going to be 2 extra kills for Immortals. Not looking half bad in this early game. However, it's the late game that is going to be the problem for them against Secret's lineup. So they can get ahead in the early game, but it's going to be how they close out the game, which will matter. But we're going to see a charge here onto Q in the top lane. Fada going for the dive. 2 points into the Scorched Earth. Is it enough to finish off Q? It will be, as he burns down in the trees. It's going to be a kill on the board for Secret. Let's see if they're going to be able to make anything happen bottom, as they know that Ace will be left alone here. Yapster does not have a TP top for that, and Puppey does not have a TP either, but he of course can charge it, but it's a long way from the top lane to the bottom lane. Kyo TP's back into the top lane. He's going for Midas, so Immortals actually seem like they want to scale here. Of course, it can still be based on a timing, but it's not going to be an early armlet or anything like that for Kyo. Looks like anything... nothing happened in the bottom lane. It's kind of hard to go for a dive like that, but I feel like they should have attempted. Arc 1 is still scary here to dive. He can pop the Flux out, spam Spark Wraiths, and he's has good positioning onto them. Ace is kind of Secret's cancer hero player. I mean, he plays the Brood Mother, plays the Huskar for them, and of course now he's put onto Arc Warden. And a great scan comes out here from Secret. It will scout out the gank onto mid one, and mid one's just gonna back off and play it safe here. But they're coming from both sides, and I still don't think they can kill him. He has 2 points in the Dragon's Blood. He's way too tanky. He has the Dragon form available as well to turn the fight, and the DD Rune, so there's no way they want to go for that. So they're just going to control up the area, and Febby's going to waltz back down into the bottom lane. Winter Wyvern popping into that Arctic Burn just to harass. And Doom cutting the creep wave top. Fada's not having the best time in this top lane. He's only level 5, doesn't have the Doom yet, but QO will hit level 6. And he actually went for the max stun build, which is interesting. CKs more often than not have been maxing Reality Drift. Oh, missed the kill into the bottom lane as MP made the rotation all the way down here to take the kill there onto Ace. But in the meantime, there's going to be action top, as well as Kyo pops the ultimate as he hits level 6 to try to get a kill into Yapzor. It's not going to be enough though, as Yapzor actually turns this one around. However, MP with the TP in didn't have to use the Dream Coil bottom. Will turn around this engagement. Dubu slowing down Fada with the Arctic Burn. Kyo salving up. Puppey actually goes in with a charge. Mid one is here with the Dragon form. They're going to clean up 2 kills, a double kill for mid one. And he's just going to hit right onto the tower. Hold on, I'm going to change my setting real quick here. We need to be able to zoom out. Here we go, nice zooming. And in the meantime though, bottom tower did fall to 4 there. Mid one just going to push in the top lane to the best of his ability, while Ace is actually pretty underfarmed. His CS is looking awful. Again, it really started with the aggression that was put onto him. After like the double wave that came into this tower, he like missed like at least like 8 CS or something like that during that time, and it's definitely affected him here. He's gonna have a pretty late Midas. Has a Kilo boots, but not even one component of that Midas yet. Whereas Kyo will have his Midas in about a minute or 2. Mid 1 with that DD and the Dragon form did manage to clean up the top tower, so it was a tier 1 for a tier 1 trade. As we have action in the bottom lane, they want to try to go into Puppey, and they will actually find him with the Dream Coil, canceling his TP. However, he's just going to try to go for, or canceling and charging me. He tries to go for the TP out, but it's not successful. Meanwhile, on the top lane though, Fada and Mid 1 did find a kill there onto Dubu, while the pressure is continuing here in the bottom lane as Forev just shoving in the lane hard. And how is Secret going to defend this? They can bring the Arc Warden in. I feel like they want to fight this as Dragonite is running straight down here. However, there's only a level 3 Spirit Breaker on their team at 9 minutes. But at the same time, Febi's only level 4 as well. They get the lift onto him as he tries to TP out, and that's going to be a kill. Secret successfully defend the bottom lane. It's nighttime there for Feb. He's pretty slow, doesn't have his phase boots yet. Unfortunately, his only option there is the TP, but Yapster was there with the cancel. And Kyo does have his Midas now, and he's going to try to farm up. He went for the unconventional build though, KS Bolt, and Puppey will cancel his charge as Forev is in a lot of trouble. Gets stunned up by the Dragonite there, and will go down as Fada TP's in. Now Secret going to shrine up as 5 actually, and your group went up fairly early in the game here. Kyo, I mean, how's he going to play this game now? I'm actually curious. Alright, bought a magic wand, so he's looking to fight. So I feel like this Midas, oddly enough, is kind of like a fighting item for him. Says it's going to allow him to meet Secret head to head in these fights without falling behind in farm. And that might explain his build. He's like a stunner for his Pugna and I guess Puck to do damage, and he can dish in some damage of his own with some right clicks, but against the Dragonite it's kind of hard as he's very high armor. And Secret's just going to group up with the Arc Warden. They're going to zone with the Arc Warden clone here, and then take the tower with the Dragonite and the Catapult. Well, on the top lane, Doom goes down. Phantasm was committed, and as I was saying, they're going to use the Dragonite to stun, and Pugna's going to dish out the damage with the life drain. In the bottom lane, Secret just head straight to the bottom lane. Catapult is still alive, but they're going to have to go in and tank for it if they want to keep it alive. However, they don't have the dragon form. They're just trying to take out the enemy Catapult. I don't think they're going to be able to commit to this tower, but they're going to at least pressure it. They're going to throw out some nukes, clear out the creep wave, and force the hero to show up. And Dragonite could actually tank for the tower, or the Catapult, fairly well, but he's not even going to do so. He doesn't want to put himself at risk. Yapster actually... Oh, alright. Yapster's like, you're not doing it, I'm going to do it. Holy crap. Yeah, that's interesting. That's for sure. I mean, didn't really end up doing anything. Well, on the top lane, Puppey and Fada, as well as Ace, will clean up a kill there. And Ace quickly TP's mid. How is Immortals' game plan going to look now? I feel like Kyo went for the Midas, and they have a weird game. Again, Immortals' playstyle is run at you Dota, right? They like to group up and just go for the deep dives and continuously fight. But I don't know how it's going to work with their draft at this point, because they need to rely on nighttime. And Febi is not even level 6 yet. They have very under-leveled support at this point in the game. And it's quite troubling against an Arc Warden that's slowly coming back into the game. He'll have a pretty late Midas, but he's going to get it up in like the next minute or so. And Dubu just dies here, trying to ward. Yapster gets the lift there. He has Arctic Burn as well, but nighttime has just hit, so Night Stalker will be a little bit too fast for him. Ace is holding down the mid tower, and Fada's getting his farm. Doom is actually going for the aggressive build, 4 points in Infernal Blade, so Fada actually dishes out quite a bit of damage, and he's going straight for that Shadow Blade. Mid one with another DD. What does he have in the courier? Alright, he already has a completed Shadow Blade. Very early Shadow Blade in the game. Let's just open up the net worth real quick here, and he should be at the top. Yeah, he is, but he might die here. Alright, they're going to commit everything. Phantasm, Dream Coil, and he will go down, forming this medium camp. Yapsor tries to get away. He's going to Arctic Burn out. Or no, that's not Arctic Burn. That's Hunter in the Night. That's funny. He has 2 abilities in the game that can cause him to fly. Puppey is going to peel for him, but he'll lose his life as a result. And now Immortals can look to push towards the mid tower, but they need the Pugna. But Pugna's all the way bottom. I don't know how fast they can take this tower with just the CK Illusions and Puck. I mean, I don't even see them doing 25% of the tower's HP here. And Yaps are going to move up and They should be able to defend this just fine. So 2 heroes die, but Immortals don't really get any objective for that mid one. Revealing his Shadow Blade. That's a dead Pugna. Stun from Invis. That will be the Shadow Blade reveal. And then mid one's just going to farm it up here. So again, supports on the side of Immortals. Still pretty underleveled. Dubu still doesn't have his ultimate. Yeah, actually went for the 3 points in Arctic Burn. So he's not very good at pushing out waves at all. But it's not really his job this game. Eventually it will be his job, I feel, as CK is not very good at doing that, and he wants to take the safe farm. It's actually quite susceptible to dying as well if he gets charged. Shadow Blade Doom or Shadow Blade Dragon Knight can actually pick him off. So Winter Wyvern eventually wants to be able to push out the waves safely from Fog by spamming his Splinter Blast. So at this point, it's 14 minutes in the game. The score is even 10-10, and I feel like this is favoring Secret because they have the Arc Ward in this game, and I don't feel like Immortals have the answer to it. CK, ideally, if he gets on top of the Arc Ward, can just like immediately destroy him, but it's not really even if Arc Warden can just kite him. And he also builds in some Mjolnir, can deal with the illusions. Magnetic Field gives CK's some problems if he can't Reality Rift. I feel like CK can win the matchup though. It's fairly even, I would say. It's all about the Reality Rift. I feel like if Kyo can go something like a Shadow Blade or a Blink Dagger so he can find the Arc Lord, and he definitely can just blow him up immediately. They get the right initiation, and they have the vision advantage as well with the Night Stalker. And Secret realized this, like they're not just farming it up, they're going to pressure the map as well. With this push here as 4, Arc Warden gonna group up and join them, or they're actually pushing it. They're going back to defend, I mean, as Puppy will charge onto the Pugna. Yapster comes in as well. They will have enough damage here. However, 4F sucking the catapult, alright. But he still will go down. In the meantime, though, Dragon Knight did finish off the tower as Arc Warden goes mid to defend. So, I just don't understand Immortals' game plan here. I feel like they can't fight. I don't know about this Winter Wyvern pick. He's still level 5. I feel like Dude was just a useless hero. He literally just doesn't do anything. So any fight that Immortals takes will be a 4v5 pretty much. As Spirit Breaker does so much more than him as a position 5. And Rubik's even getting a little bit of farm here. He's has his mana boots, his level 8s. And he's been getting good spell steals this game. Alright, Fada is just pushing out the bottom wave. Dubu is looking maybe to set up something, but they don't have the follow-up. So both teams just going to go back to farming. And again, that's going to favor the Arc Warden. So, at some point, Immortals are not going to be able to split push anymore. Like, 4F has been dying so many times doing this, and eventually it's just going to cost them too much if they keep losing the Pugna like this. But they will find a kill into Yapsor, and that's going to allow them to transition into probably taking this tier 2. However, Yapsor has a pretty low respawn timers. He's still only level 8 or 9 or whatever, and should come back in time to defend. And they're going to bring more as mid 1 TP is in. They did have a ward there, so Immortals spotted this one out. Now Ace is standing right on top of a ward. He might be in trouble. Let's see Immortals move in onto this, but with the spark rates, they have eyes onto Immortals as well on the side of Secret, so both teams just kind of posturing here in Secret's jungle. Yapster TP's in. He's going to get immediately decrepified into the Zuck. Febby comes in with the Void. Yapster gets the lift, however. This will keep him alive, and it will allow him to survive. However, Kyo, that's what I was talking about. If he finds initiation onto Ace, Ace will die every single time, and he wants more here. Sees Fada, but doesn't want to go too deep. Fada is very tanky with the Vanguard, and he's just going to leave his illusions to clear out the creep wave, and they're going to head bottom and secure the tier 2. In the meantime, though, Secret just going to defend the mid tower and wait for Ace to respawn. It was a very good movement from Immortals. It allowed them to finally secure this tier 2 that 4F was working on for so long, but it's only the start. I feel like they still lack in terms of late game. Arcborn just has to play safe. He has two very tanky heroes that will frontline for him, and it should be enough. He just has to be careful with his positioning. Maybe he'll get a blink dagger of his own. It's quite common on Arcborns now, and he's solid. I mean, he can build. He can actually just build for disable. They're not lacking on damage or anything like that. The only really tanky hero on the side of Immortals is the CK, and I mean, they can deal with him fairly easily with Doom or just the Dragonite Splash. And Doom probably will build into Shiva's Guard at some point. He actually just went into the Crimson Guard as his first item, so that will allow them to tank up against the CK for sure. And Secret looking to make a move, smoked up as 3 heroes here. Ace, I mean, I feel like he's not even going to contribute to this. And Fada reveals himself very deep here in the top lane. Will force a TP from Puck. As mid one scans through with the Shadow Blade looking for a kill. And he won't find anybody, so he's just going to hit some creeps. So Immortals playing the right side, and again, this is what I said that Dubu eventually will do. Actually, he put 4 points in Arctic Burn. Alright, I mean, he should get out here. No, he's not going to get out. The ultimate doesn't last long enough, and he got stunned. However, he jukes, and he gets out. Alright, sick play there from Dubu. And that's what he needs to do. I'm still confused about the 4 points in the Arctic Burn, though. With only 1 point in Splinter Blast, it's very hard for him to clear the creep waves. Now the charge from Puppy comes onto 4F. However, nighttime will just hit, so charge will have to be cancelled. Fada just building for auras here. Skipped the drums actually, and now he's going for a hood next. That's one thing you can do with Dragonite, is you can farm up Ancients very well. And charge comes onto MP. It's gonna be cancelled. And it's interesting that Fada did this. I feel like he's swapping back to Shadow Blade. Yeah, he needs to be able to get in the fight somehow so that he can get Doom off onto the Puck or the CK, I would say. Oh, Immortals goes for a smoke, leading with QO, and he actually snuck by right by Fada without breaking his smoke, but his smoke broke onto mid one, Shadow Blade in mid one, so he didn't see him. And now Immortals is in position. I feel like Secret though. They're pinging out. They're getting position for a defend under this tower. They know that Immortals probably will dive here. And Kyo has a Shadow Blade. As I said, he'd probably go for one of those items, Shadow Blade or Blink Dagger. But he won't be able to find anybody. Now the charge comes through. And it was onto just creeps. But the fight breaks out in the mid lane. Yapster gets caught. Fada taking a ton of damage. There's the ultimate committed from the CK, and that's going to allow him to clean up that kill onto Fada. Melted him even with the Crimson Guard, and now they're going to take a tower. And Immortals is hitting a power spike now. Arc Warden still wants to farm for like the next 10 minutes. And this is going to be the scariest point in the game for Secret. But if they can survive this, I feel like they're going to be in a good position after these critical 10 minutes of the game. But they lose 2 crucial kills there and a tower, and Immortal is going to head straight into Roshan. What the heck was that? Right, they just ran the courier into the CK illusions, and it just dies. Bonus gold for Immortals, and they're going to clean up Roshan as well. It's a little bit of a huge gold swing there. I mean, and that didn't even make any sense. 6 AM casting, but I meant to say is it's a huge swing, but the gold graph is still not that much in favor of Immortals. So you see that Arcborn is farming up well, mid one is farming up incredibly well. I don't know why it's still in last hits. What the heck is going on here? I thought I put it to net worth already. Somehow I click last hits again without realizing it. Rip. And now at this point, Secret are trying to do something. They haven't used Doom at all, which is interesting. I feel like they might have used it once this game or something like that. And they're looking for a kill onto somebody. They'll find Febby. There's the lift, but Puck comes in with a nice initiation. Oh, good ult from Dubu. That's wasting the BKB duration of mid one, but it won't save Forev or Febby. But in the back line, Arcborn taking a ton of damage from QO. However, he manages to kite with the help of his team. They peel for him, and QO will die. Oh, Forev comes in with the suck. It will not find the kill there, and Alfada stuck in the back line. He's very deep here, and alright, that's the Dagon from Forev. He's gonna go down, and the fight will end in the favor of Immortals. However, the Aegis was popped, and they didn't lose anyone critical. If Ace died there, I would say that definitely would favor Immortals, but because Ace did not die and mid one as well survived, I feel like the fight wasn't too bad. They took out the Aegis. They're going to slow the pressure coming out from Immortals, and they're going to defend their towers as well. Oh, and now the charge coming through. It is on to CK. QO faking his ultimate there, but doesn't need to use it. Now he's going to use it, and he gets the stun there onto the Dragon Knight. Mid one, not taking too much damage, however. Pops the BKB. They get the counter 4-second stun. Gaps over the stolen stun, and they're going to be able to clean up QO. That's a huge kill for Secret, and they're going to clean up the rest of these kills as well. However, Dragon Knight does end up falling down to MP, and MP will lose his life for it, though. Oh, never mind. He's a Puck. Tia. See ya. Oh, no. Alright. That's going to be 4 kills for Secret. That's a huge turn of events. They lose mid one, who was their top net worth for a while, but now Ace is starting to get farmed, and this should be a problem for Immortals. Again, this still goes down to execution. It's not like Ace just gets to late game and he auto wins. If he does get caught out by the CK, he will pretty much immediately die. So he needs to think about his itemization, how he wants to survive. Maybe he can go for Hurricane Pike. BKB, of course, is really good. But then CK has the ability to pierce spell immunity, so maybe not. Maybe something like a Lincoln's, but Arc Warden doesn't really want to build Lincoln, so we'll see what he decides to build. But for now, it's just going to be Mjolnir. Mid one, BKB was used twice there, and he's kind of untouchable when he gets it off. And you saw there, CK was able to do a lot of damage with his Phantasm, but CK is the only one who can really kill mid one with his BKB online. But when he doesn't have his BKB, he's actually pretty susceptible to the magic damage. Like Forev has Decrepify, Dagon, and even the Suck. So once his BKB gets low, mid one's going to be significantly easier to kill for Immortals, which is going to be a problem for Secret, because again, they need to have these front line tankers for the Arc Warden. Otherwise, Immortals just going to be able to breach the back line and kill the Arc Warden every time these team fights. So Fada switching it up again. Instead of going for that Shadow Blade, he will go for a Blink Dagger here. That's going to allow him to get in there with the Dooms. QO getting charged up, going straight for the heart, and he's actually incredibly farmed, top of net worth in the game. Puck comes in with the initiation, or just the poke there, but he gets stunned up. But Cold Embrace keeps him alive, and in the back line there, Forev kills Puppy, but QO comes in, gets initiation onto Ace. That's the huge play there. That's what he needed, and this is how they want to play every single fight, and they should be able to clean up here. Secret need to run. They don't have their Arc Warden. Rubik with the lift will stun QO, and now Febby running in. He just wants to make space for his team and allow Q to follow up, and Decrepify will save Febby. They get the Suck. However, Decrepify backfiring there, as it will allow him to die to the fire. Disarm onto mid one, not allow him to finish off the CK, even though QO is doomed up and he survives. That's a full 5-man wipe for Immortals, and they will secure this tower most likely, as all these heroes are dead. Probably not, no one. Actually, Arc Warden's respawning, and QO is way too low, so they take the team fight victory, but they won't be able to get any objective off of it. And they're just looking to get secondary pick off here. I think that's the thing. They'll be able to chip down this top tower, but it is full HP. Oh, and this is a huge play. If they can get Ace here, they get the Dagon, they get the Decrepify, they get the Suck, and he's right under a shrine, however, and he's just manning up. Oh, The Keprify from 4F the last second will allow him to survive, but MP comes in with the kill. He's going to kill the clone as well. That's 160 gold, or 180 gold, excuse me. And in the meantime, Kyo just finished up his heart, healed back to full, and is just pushing out the bottom wave. That's a really good play then from Immortals, recognizing that there's a pretty high chance that someone would TP to the shrine. They didn't know who, but it turned out to be the most important hero on the side of Secret, the Arc Warden, and that was a huge kill for them. That's going to allow them to make use of this time pretty much. Now they can go for Roshan. I mean, it's not going to, actually, it's not spawning, but they can go for this tier 2. Arc Warden is dead. His TP is up again because he's with travel, but it just allows him to take over the map, and that's something they need to do. And again, Arc Warden is dead here, so all this time he's not farming. So even though Immortals probably won't get any objective that's important, like these tier 2s, but they'll get a tier 1 and they'll secure map control. And of course, Kyo is still farming up. Went for that first item Midas, and he's starting to get very fat, and it's going to get harder and harder for Secret to execute in these team fights the stronger Kyo gets. And he still has a decent amount of scaling that he can do with like an AC or even a BKB or something like that. Just allow him to man up. See what he does go for though next. And yeah, the map control that they had allow him to not just take one tower, but even when the Arc Warden respawn, take a second tower, because they're just looking at Kyo right now and they're intimidated. And Secret's is kind of in a pickle at this point. Again, I said at the 20-minute mark, this is a critical 10 minutes for them, from the 20-minute to 30-minute mark, for them to try to slow the game down and have Arc Warden farm. They weren't successful at that, starting it off with just losing those two heroes in the mid lane, that good smoke gank from Immortals, and transitioning that straight into Roshan. Speaking of Roshan, it is spawning in 1 minute with a DD rune right next to it, so not good for Secret at all, and they're kind of just stuck in their base right now. This is what happens when you lose map control against a Night Stalker. You lose all your ability to farm and pretty much do anything on the map. The map is looking very dark for Secret. If you just turn on the fog there, even though they have some pretty good wards out here, the Night Stalker pops his ultimate and all those wards mean nothing. And speaking of Night Stalker, he does have his Aghanims as well as a Gem of True Sight. Kyo is going for the Assault Cuirass that I mentioned, and he has a DD rune. He wants blood here. It's Kyo Dota. He's running in without fear, but he's not going to go that deep. They're just waiting for Roshan, I think, at this point, and it's respawning very soon, like 5 seconds now. And again, notice Secret's positioning. They're just scooping up as 5. They can't afford to get picked off at this point, because if they die, especially without buyback, and a lot of their heroes actually don't have buyback. Let's check buyback status real quick here. Yeah, almost none of them have buyback except for Yapsor and Fada. It's not good, and they will have to fight Roshan here. This is a scary fight for Secret. They're going to group up. Dubu has good positioning, and Secret will get themselves revealed. They see them coming on the side of Immortals. They get a good ultimate there onto mid one, wasting his BKB there, and the fight will be disengaged. The Doom wasted onto Kyo. Fada will blink into Rosh Pit to check it out, but Immortals has entirely disengaged, and Puck wasn't even there. MP's just pushing out the bottom wave this whole time, and I feel like at this point Immortals can just look to maybe split push in this bottom lane and head back into Roshan. They can also wait out this dragon form. There's a gem onto both sides now. Mid one has a gem put onto him, bought by Puppy, and Febby has a gem of his own as well. And yep, as I said, Immortals will head straight back into the Rosh Pit. They actually smoke in. And are they going to be able to sneak this one? Arc Warden had to TP bottom to deal with the Puck split push, and mid one going to TP in the mid lane as well as the wave was pushing in mid. So it's going to be a free Roshan for Immortals without any contest from Secret. They already tried once, but not Arc Warden, Winter Wyvern doing a very good job of disengaging the fight there with the ultimate onto the BKB Dragon Knight. And at that point, they were able to just run away on the doomed Chaos Knight and fight another day. And they're going to do just that, as they're going to run down the mid lane now. Aegis onto QO. They got a cheese as well. They put it on MP. And MP is very hard to kill. Yule Scepter, Lincoln Sphere. There's pretty much no way that MP dies if he plays properly and doesn't overcommit. It's almost impossible to get a Doom onto him until like Hex or something comes out onto Arc. I don't think the MP will die. QO breaching the high ground. Arc Warden will defend with the magnetic field, and Febby popping the nighttime. Oh, and you see how ballsy MP is playing there. Just goes in aggressively to clear the creep wave. QO taking a fair bit of damage here from the Flux, and Forev taking a ton of damage from the Arc Warden clone. Will get healed up, but initiation from mid one with the Blink Dagger goes straight into Forev. However, it gets saved by the Cold Embrace. Charge comes in from Puppy, but Fada taking a ton of damage from QO. He gets melted. Crimson Guard for nothing, and he finds Ace as well. That's a huge kill on Immortal Dota in effect right now. They're diving in. They see blood. The buyback comes out from Doom, but Dragon Knight's already dead. He can buy back, but he won't have the Dragon form. Ace will have to buy back as well. It's a triple kill for QO, and he still has an Aegis. Arc Warden comes in, Magnetic Field will stall, but this is one last fight for Secret. If they die again here, they're going to lose the game. These heroes are forced to buy back. The Arc Warden clone actually cleans up the kill there onto Febby. He drops the gem, but his teammates pick it up. Fada comes in, gets the Doom onto Pugna, but he's not even have mana. I don't know if that was the right target to Doom there. He just wanted to doom anybody, and QO mans up. He will lose his Aegis. Cold Embrace healing up Fada. That's a stolen Cold Embrace from Yapzor. Now QO potentially in trouble. Doesn't have his ultimate. He's getting charged up. The lift from Yapzor. They will be able to get this kill into QO, but are they going to lose anyone for it? They will lose Yapzor, but they get MP as well. He didn't manage to blink out the BKB from mid one, used for I don't know what. And just look at the fight recap there. At the end of that, it still will favor Immortals. They come ahead in about a 2,000 gold swing there, and they didn't get the racks. However, they got a tier 3, forced 2 buybacks, I believe. Yep, 2 buybacks from Fada as well as Ace, but Secret managed to hold. And this suddenly has got it to be a pretty hard game for Secret. They're looking okay in the early game to mid game, but it was that gank that occurred around like the 22-minute mark that really hurt them out in the mid lane tower there. And Secret finding some kills here. This is going to be huge. They may be able to snowball this into something. They're going to get a gem back. They get 2 kills there. And they're going to be able to stagger the respawns on the side of Immortal, which is a huge deal. Because I feel like Secret, if they have a numbers advantage, they're seemingly strong in these fights. They can kite the CK fairly well. And the later this gets, it's not going to be good for Immortals. They still have some pressure to end the game. They can't go full late game. Pugna's a glass cannon, and they have multiple ways to deal with him, whether it's Doom and Rubik stealing his spells, Charge. Spirit Breaker actually a very good hero against the Pugna, because we could charge in there in the back line while Pugna's trying to suck and set up a kill onto him. So mid one going for an AC of his own. He didn't actually have to buy back in that last fight there. He was able to hold it, and his team defended without him. Again, if he bought back there, he would be without his dragon form, so he decided to just keep it, and Ace had to buy back instead. But it worked out. They were able to defend high ground, and look at how much that gold swing was from those just 2 kills. Again, it's what happens when you have an advantage, and this is going to hurt Immortals. They have to play a pretty clean game. There's still an Arc Warden. I'm sure he's dying these fights. I mean, QO is destroying him, but you can already see, like, the later this game goes, it's not going to be good for Immortals, and they know it for sure. So see what moves they make from this point onward. Roshan won't spawn for quite a while. Kyo did finish up his AC now, and seems like right now the game plan for Immortals is just to push in through this bottom lane. Whereas Secret putting some split push pressure of their own, forcing MP back to the top lane to go deal with it. As for the Dragon Knight, he has an Arcane Rune, so I think that Secret can look to make a play. Again, they're probably going to be a bit scared because two heroes don't have buyback. They'll probably wait the 3 minutes, and Arcane Rune will expire by that time, unfortunately. But maybe you can just use it to pop a Dragon form real quick to like do something. I don't know. There's no towers left for Immortals, so there's no pushes that Secret can set up. So Secret in a weird position right now. I say they just farm it up. And they have to be very careful of not getting picked off. Again, it is nighttime, or simulated nighttime from the Night Stalker. And Immortals definitely looking for a kill, and Secret realized this, and they're gonna play it safe and just sit in their base. They shove the top wave really deep into the tower again, and they're truly doing a bit of chip damage to this top tower with just pushing the creep wave in, which is pretty good. This will give them maybe an opportunity to go in for racks if they ever come ahead in a fight or anything like that. This Dragon Knight can push fairly fast, especially once he gets his AC up. And Doom will be going for Shiva's Guard, so they're starting to get the tools to deal with the CK. With the Shiva's Guard as well as the Crimson Guard, they're going to be significantly tankier against Kyo, especially once the AC comes out as well from the Assault, or from the DK. Yapzor wasn't having the greatest game in the world, had to buy a Ghost Scepter just so he didn't get deleted by CK, but he's able to get some items up now. Has the Yule Scepter and Aether Lens, and he's going to be able to get some nice steals here at a longer range. This is actually not too confident to buy Aether Lens, I don't think, but I guess he felt like he can just get away with it in this game because they're never really initiating onto Immortals. They're more so counter-initiating, so he doesn't really need a blink, and as you can see, he's not even going to go for one. His next item will be an Aghanim's. And there's some 6 deals that you can get with Aghanim's. Like Puck Ultimate, Pugna Ultimate, even Wyvern Ultimate, I guess. I mean, does it work like that if he still has Arctic Burn? I think it does. Should. It's actually really sick against the CK if he gets that. And it's fairly easy to steal Arctic Burn. Usually a spell that Winter Wyvern cast and then sticks around for a little bit. Anyway, the game has slowed down quite a bit because, again, Secret don't really want to play risky at all. They're just sitting in their base. They do not want to lose any heroes, as 2 of them are without buyback. Immortals having enough of just sitting around and dealing with the constant pressure coming from this top wave. And again, the creep wave is still pressured top here. They're going to go for a push of their own in this bottom lane, slowly melting the tower with Forev. And Secret will have to do something in response to this, otherwise they're just going to lose this tier 3 for free. But they don't really have any form of initiation, and as a result, they're just going to sit there and watch the tower fall. But Immortal's actually afraid. They back off. Secret just looked like they're ready to fight, and Immortals did not want to fight at this point as they don't have nighttime. Darkness is on a cooldown, and I think Secret realized that. They definitely might have just blinked in there with the Doom or the Dragon Knight or something like that. And I think that was the right move from Immortals. Febby getting himself an Invis rune. Roshan has spawned now, and it will get scouted out by Secret. And Secret, without fear, goes straight into the Rosh Pit because they did get a DD rune onto mid one. And they know that nighttime is not going to be up for quite a bit because they know the darkness was just used. Daytime is up as well for another minute, so they're going to go in for this one. This is risky, but they do have their buybacks up again. They don't have the gold for it. Ace has his buyback gold. And alright, they decide otherwise. They won't commit for Roshan as the DD rune actually expires. And Kyo just pushing out the mid wave. And he's going for the full stats build here. Going for the Scotty. He gets doomed up. BKB from the Dragon Knight, again wasted with the Winter's Curse. However, Yapster with a huge Winter's Curse of his own there onto Forev. That's going to clean up a kill. QO dies and will be forced to buy back. Forev buybacks as well. In the meantime, though, Yapster falls, and MP looking for more as the fight breaks out over here. That's just illusion on illusion action. But MP with the catch onto the real Ace. And he does have a Force Staff to get him out. Is there a Yules onto MP? There is not. He already used it there. And he will be able to get out. Dream Coil still on cooldown for 20 seconds. But this will allow Immortals to head into the Rosh Pit. Fortunately for Immortals, Rosh is already low from Secret's attacks onto it when they had the DD rune. So at this point, they're going to get it actually. Which is huge because they'd have to use a buyback there onto the CK. He lost a lot of gold for that, but we were able to recover a little bit with this Aegis and Cheese onto Forev, who did build into a Dagon 5, by the way. We haven't clicked on him in a while. And MP going for a Dagon of his own as well, and it is level 3. So the magic damage definitely an issue for Secret. Mid one has to be pretty careful, even though he does have an Assault Cuirass and he's very tanky as he's a Dragon Knight. Without his BKB, he will definitely die to these heroes, and that was a very good initiation from Fada to get the Doom there onto the CK. I think it's very important that they Doom CK every time if they can. Because again, Puck's not getting doomed, and I don't think that's worth dooming the Pugna at this point, because CK would just clean up the fight if he's allowed to cast all his abilities. But we have a charge here onto Dubu. He gets the Cold Embrace off, and alright, the Dagon will just kill the Yapsor there. That's unfortunate. Force Staff gets Puppy away. Kyo comes in with a stun onto Ace, and they need to keep Ace alive here. And they will, as the ultimate is used onto Kyo. That's his Aegis. Winter's Curse used again, but the damage coming out from the Ace illusion will finish off Dubu. Puppy dies, and Fada dies as well. That's the level 5 Dagon in effect from Forev. They do still have 2 heroes alive. Buyback is available onto Doom. And mid one gonna frontline this one. He doesn't have BKB there, and that's what I was talking about. The magic damage from Immortals, and I think they just take this game. There's no buyback onto the DK. Mid one bought out for his AC, and that's 1 set of racks. That's 2 set of racks, and that's probably mega creeps. There's no DK for another 60 seconds. And it's just Arc Warden game at this point, but Ace doesn't want to show his face. He doesn't have BKB, and he has to fight from far away. He does have buyback. It might not be Mega Creeps, but it's definitely 2 lanes. Kyo still has a lot of gold in his inventory. He should buy something right now, but they're just worried about ending this game right now. But nope, that's the Doom coming onto Kyo. If he dies here, this will be huge as he doesn't have buyback. He just used it recently. However, Yapster got immediately bursted. Ace doing the damage. Kyo will fall. Ace following it up. That's 2 lane of racks, but that's Kyo dead for 117 seconds without buyback. Febby falls as well. Luckily, they didn't lose Forev as he doesn't have buyback either. And let's see what Secret can do with this. They haven't lost the game quite yet, but they did lose 2 lanes of rack. But of all heroes, Arc Warden is a hero that can come back from something like this. And we're seeing the strength of Ace. As long as they get the Doom there onto Kyo, I feel like he should actually make this into a Linken's. This is going to make it harder for Fada just to come in there with the initiation, Blink Doom onto Kyo, and definitely give them more trouble, especially because they already have the Linken's onto MP as well, so they can double Linken's him. As you see here, Forev is building. Maybe he's actually just going to rely on Forev's Linken's, because again, they don't really want to Doom Forev, so if Forev can just play around CK and give him the Linken's, and then again, if he's by himself or whatever, the Linken's will also protect himself, so it's actually not bad. I think that's a good item build up for Forev there. And what the heck? What? DK just didn't pop his BKB, and he blinks in and immediately dies. He doesn't have buyback. Dubu gets the Winter's Curse there onto the Arc Warden Illusion, but he will lose his life. MP, there's Dagon's flying left and right. This is the battle of lasers. Ace's clone just BKB, manning up, hitting the creeps, not doing that much damage to the tier 3 actually. And Ace sending his real hero, and he has to be careful. Does he have BKB up? He does, but he still has to watch out. CK is spawning in 13 seconds. And, oh, BKB will be popped, but they need some type of disable for this puck. He's just running free in these fights, and Doom will die. He's dead for 100 seconds without buyback. He bought back in the last fight there. MP just jumping around everywhere with the Dagon. Ace is godlike. Maybe falling low. However, QO is back. Gets a stun onto Puppey. Puppey will get the charge away. MP Yules to cancel it, and he will finish off the kill with the Dagon. Ace has to come back to base to deal with the creeps, and now this might be game actually. Ace is the lone survivor. He has to defend just by himself, and the Dragon Knight. They don't have the charge, they don't have Doom available, and that's the huge thing, because Kyo has everything. He has a Moon Shard, he has Eye of Scotty, and he completely bought out for this. Again, he doesn't have buyback, but he gets initiated on. This is huge. The life suck. He's taking a ton of damage from mid one. Where is Ace though? They need Ace. The BKB is popped, but Kiwo is melting through the BKB Dragonite. He went for the Reality Rift, pierces spell immunity. They find the real Ace. He dies. He'll be forced to buy back, but I think it's too late. Without the Dragonite, there's nothing to lock down Kiwo, and Ace is entirely alone. That kill there, that death on Tafada, ended up costing them. Or death onto mid one actually. We just blinked in there, died, and they were forced into a very awkward situation. They get the Winter's Curse there onto Ace, and he should fall. BKB not gonna help him here, and that's GG. Puppey calls it, and Immortals will take game 1 against Team Secret. I mean, that was classic Immortals Dota. It just started off with one good gank and it snowballed from there. It was not the cleanest game from that point onward, but they definitely put the pressure onto Secret, and with the Night Stalker, Secret weren't able to play in the map for a good like 10 minutes or so, and Immortals just got ahead in terms of farm, even though they kind of lost a big fight there. Not a fight, but they threw their advantage away a little bit with a couple of giving Secret a couple of pickoffs. It didn't really matter as they came back in and played Immortals Dota. I mean, they double Dagon 5 against the Dragon Knight. Mid one felt silly as a DK there, and I mean that's the end of that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be there to cast game 2 as well, and I'll see you in that one.